Alright, so I know every Warlock is out there trying to obtain the brand new exotic chest armor this season. Episode. And I know that every Warlock is saying, oh man, this new exotic chest armor shreds. But what if you don't have it? Or haven't had the time to rank up with Master Rahul? Or what if you don't care for the grind, but still want a simple yet effective build that is fun to use, powerful, and plays into all of the fun stasis things going on this season? Well, look no further than the fan favorite Osmiomancy Gloves. Now, I want to make something abundantly clear here. You can use Osmiomancy Gloves by themselves, or if you've been farming for the exotic class items, feel free to use any Spirit of Osmiomancy with literally anything else. You want stronger grenades? Use Spirit of Verity. You want an overcharged super? Use Spirit of Star Eater. You have options here and freedom to have fun with however you want to use Spirit of Osmiomancy. I also want to say that I'm aware that there are probably another 100 build videos out there featuring builds very similar to this one. This was the first build I put together when Revenant launched, and I figured I would put it out there because maybe it helps one person wanting an easy and fun build to use. Now that I've got that all out in the open, let's get into the build. This build gives you the power to generate a ton of orbs, have almost unlimited grenades, freeze things on demand, and clear groups of enemies with no issues. Let's talk fragments and abilities. Now, you could go with either Healing Rift or Phoenix Dive. I'm choosing Phoenix Dive because it typically comes back a little faster than using a Rift here. I've got Arcane Needle from my melee, which will give me that quick and easy Devour proc if needed. And no secret, we're going with the Cold Snap Grenade. This grenade is the one that has synergy with the Osmiomancy Gloves. It freezes on impact and sends another Seeker to find and freeze additional targets. If we choose to use the exotic gloves, we get an extra grenade to use as well, as having them recharge faster on any hits we land with the grenade, and the Seekers travel farther than they normally would. If we go for the exotic class item featuring Spirit of Osmiomancy, we get all of the above except for that extra grenade charge. There are pros and cons to each here, but I would say to get out, experiment, and see what you like better. For our aspects, we are using Feed the Void to constantly have Devour up, and Hellion so we could get some backup from a little solar buddy anytime we use our class ability. Down below, we have Facet of Devotion, which gives us bonus light transcendence energy anytime we defeat a target that has been slowed or frozen. Facet of Protection for some extra survivability. Facet of Ruin, which will play into our build two ways. One, it increases the size and damage of the burst when we shatter a stasis crystal or frozen target, and it increases the area of effect of solar ignitions. Well, whenever our solar buddy lobs out a flaming projectile and scorches a target, if enough scorch is applied, they will ignite, causing an explosion. With Facet of Ruin, we get a bigger AoE on those solar ignitions. Facet of Purpose, which depending on our super, every time we pick up an orb of power, we get Restoration, Amplified, Overshield, Frost Armor, or Woven Mail. I would suggest using Song of Flame or Winter's Wrath as your super to kind of play into this. With Song of Flame equipped, you have survivability, plus you're getting restoration every time you pick up an orb of power, constantly regenerating your health and shield. Winter's Wrath will give you Frost Armor that has some beautiful synergy with this season's episode's artifact. Lastly, Facet of Dominance, which will allow our Void Grenades to weaken targets. Pop Transcendence, throw your Void Grenade at a target, weaken target, causing 15% debuff to said target. Weapons are sort of important with this build, and I feel like what I have here is a solid combination of guns that really play into everything. I'm using the brand new exotic grenade launcher, Alethonym. I'm not really sure. Alethonym. This is a primary ammo stasis grenade launcher, which allows you to create ammo for your fire team. It also allows us to stun overload champions per the artifact mod. It hits like a truck, and I've really been enjoying it. Next up, I've got Nullify. This is the solar pulse rifle from the Salvation's Edge raid. Now, this is not a must-have here. Essentially, any weapon with incandescent that you enjoy will work. I like a solar pulse rifle here because it allows me to stun unstoppable champions per the artifact. But if you're not worried about champions or you're doing an activity without champions, any solar weapon with incandescent works fine. Lastly, I've got Quillam's Terminus. This is a stasis machine gun that can roll with headstone. I love this thing for damage as well as clearing out groups of adds. However, again, you could really go with any stasis heavy weapon here. I've been changing it up slightly depending on the activity I'm doing. Let's get into our armor mods. On my helmet, I've got a stasis siphon to create orbs of power whenever we get rapid final blows using a stasis weapon. Blowing up groups of enemies with Alethonym should do the trick. A heavy ammo finder and heavy ammo scout to help generate even more ammo for everyone on the field. On my gloves, I got firepower to help generate even more orbs of power on any final blows with our grenade, impact induction to help us get our grenade back quicker whenever causing damage with powered melee, and a stasis loader which will increase the reload speed of all of our stasis weapons. I'll admit that Alethonym, and Quillam's Terminus both are slower to reload, so this helps out tremendously. I'm running a solar, void, and arc resist on my chest armor. Changes up as you see fit, depending on the activity you're doing. Stasis weapon surge on my legs for a little extra oomph from my stasis weapons. Innervation, which will reduce our grenade cooldown every time we pick up an overpower, once again ensuring we have our cold snaps up all the time. And stasis holster. This mod will gradually reload our stowed stasis weapons over time. Now, this is not working with our grenade launcher. I'm not sure if that's intended or it's a bug, but it does help out with our stasis machine gun quite a bit. Lastly, we are rocking 2 copies of Bomber on our class item as well as Powerful Attraction. We are again reducing our grenade cooldown, this time by using our class ability, and are automatically collecting any nearby orbs of power when we activate our class ability. We have extra grenade energy on hits with the grenade, multiple ways to quickly and efficiently reduce our grenade cooldown, and multiple ways to create orbs of power. On my artifact, I have Unstoppable Pulse, Anti-Barrier Shotgun, and Overload Grenade Launcher. Second column, I'm going with one with Frost, which would play into us having Frost Armor, and Rapid Impacts, which allows us to increase the reload speed of grenade launchers just by dealing damage with them. Third column, I have Wind Chill, which grants us Frost Armor by getting rapid precision hits with stasis weapons. This is good if you want to play around with the stasis weapons you're using. For example, you could take off the grenade launcher and throw on a stasis scout or even stasis submachine gun and have another way of generating Frost Armor. Power from Pain, rapid final blows against weakened combatants grants Devour. Again, throw your Transcendence Grenade, weaken, get rapid final blows, more Devour for you. Armor of Aramis in the fourth column, which again is great if we are building into the Frost Armor, and Concussive Reload to help us weaken even more enemies. I don't have my last column unlocked yet, but I would probably go for Brain Freeze, Conductive Cosmic Crystal, and possibly even Served Cold. I think it's important to prioritize resilience and discipline with this build, and then anything left after that goes into recovery. All in all, I've enjoyed this build a lot. 9 times out of 10, I'm using it exactly as described without making a ton of changes. But the beauty is that you can play with the weapons you're using to create some unique possibilities and even change up your super to play more into the Frost Armor perks. This build has been a lot of fun in the new Onslaught Salvation activity, and I've gotten clears on both regular and expert using this build. I hope you guys give it a try and enjoy it as much as I have. Please make sure to like and subscribe down below as it really helps me out, and let me know in the comments if you're giving this build a try. I'll see you guys later. Peace.